Most of the Fat Controller's engines accepted diesels. Duncan had never liked them. "They're all right," said Molly. "Just missed traffic engines like you and me." "Mixed up engines, you mean?" scoffed Duncan, "with windows in each end. How do they know they're coming or going?" "Flora has 2 cabs," remarked James, "and he gets them all right." "Flora's just a little engine," grumbled Duncan. "Even an important engine like me might not know which way to turn. What will the railway come to?" The 3 engines agreed that Duncan is becoming much too puffed out in his smoke box. "Making out his royalty or something like that," grumbled Molly. "It's disgusting." "I'm a new engine called King Duncan," continued James. "From the old days of Pannington. King Duncan the first he was, but he didn't swank about like that." "Oh, don't be telling Duncan that," agreed Donald. "All the time this will make him think about his miserable ages." "Exactly," agreed Molly. "But who's going to trim his wheels for him?" The 3 engines tried all sorts of ideas, but nothing worked. Duncan grumbled, suited and angrily, while he was glad because of the engines our way. Even the coaches twittered anxiously to each other, while he thought he was going to pull them. One day, Duncan came to the main line, fuming with rage. "Shunting," he added innocently. "Where's Peter Sam? He should be here for jobs like those." But Peter Sam was helping on Toby's branch line, so Duncan had to do the work himself. Duncan's long train is called well wagons. These are bogie wheels in each end with a load section between them. They used to carry cars, tractors, and other heavy machinery. The shunting should have been easier, so Duncan was cross and bumped the trucks. "Oh, oh, 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 oh," they cried. Some of them slipped their brakes on to spite Duncan, but the weather was damp and misty too, so the shunting took a long time. And at last, Duncan has only got 3 trucks to fetch before his train was ready. Because of the mist, the signalman sometimes find what's hard to see what was happening. Duncan's driver promised Duncan that he will whistle for the signalman, so that after when he cleared up the truck, so that the signalman will switch up the points. They were almost finished when suddenly Duncan heard a sharp peep peep from another engine close by. The signalman heard it too and thought it was Duncan saying he was ready. He pulled the lever, setting the points from the main line, but Duncan wasn't ready. The points changed while one of the trucks were halfway over them. While they were halfway over them, one bogie went the right way, but 2 of them were diverted towards the main line. Before Duncan could realise it, the signal was the points were travelling sideways between the 2 lines. A signal stood right in its path. "Stop!" squealed the truck, but it was too late. The signal tumbled to the ground with a crash, while it nearly hit Duncan in the head. "That's darn it," said Duncan's driver. "The Fat Controller won't like that." He didn't. He spoke severely about it, because the signal was important, and it was lost with inconvenience. And with that, Duncan puffed away back to the sheds that night. Duncan knew the accident was not his fault, but he was unusually quiet at the shed that evening. The others were relieved. "I suppose it would be much easier when you have 2 cabs," whispered a voice, "but to go only 2 ways with only 1 cab, that really is something." Duncan pretended that he hadn't heard.